Hello, today we visit an r/askreddit post to ask Redditors, what is the most ducked up thing you've ever done? In this video, I've included mostly the funnier stories of this thread, but if you want to see the darker side of this thread, you can visit the card above or the link in the description to find that video. Make sure to comment your opinion on my new voiceover and whether or not you prefer this over text-to-speech, and also comment how I can improve in chess because, yeah, I'm not that good, so yeah, with that, sit back and enjoy. 8th grade. It was the last week of school, and we had to turn in our end-of-the-year history assignment. Now, I was lazy with school stuff, but would also get grounded if I got bad grades. I procrastinated so bad to the point there wasn't really a way out of this. One day in class, our teacher tells us he has a stack of history projects that were turned in that didn't have a name on them. I get a light bulb. I go over to the stack and find a project on the Civil War era weaponry, like cannons and stuff. Funny thing was, it actually did have a name on it. It was just written in pencil on a black paper and hard to see. I erased the name, put my name on it, and turned it in. Never got caught. Sorry, Haley. This was an embarrassing one that I hope no one ever finds out. Sorry. One night, a few years ago, my boyfriend and his family, got Chinese food from our favorite little place. For some reason, this night it didn't sit well with me. An hour after eating, I get this intensely sick feeling, like you have to poop so bad that you want to throw up. Whatever. I go upstairs and destroy the bathroom. It's important to note there's 2 bathrooms upstairs and none downstairs, which is like a little apartment where my boyfriend and I stay. After I'm sure my bowels are empty, I go back down to lay in bed. Thought I could nap it off. Nah. After about 30 seconds after laying down, I get the urge to go again. I run upstairs and to my horror, both bathrooms are occupied. His sister is refusing to get off the shower even though it's an emergency, and his dad is blowing up the other toilet, presumably suffering a similar fate to mine. I begrudgingly go to sit in my bed and contemplate my option as the bubbling in my gut grows worse. Bust down the bathroom door and traumatize his sister? Make the 30-minute drive home? No, it was urgent. I even thought about shitting my pants against my will and dealing with the embarrassment. God, I don't want to subject my future in-laws to that. I begrudgingly realized my only option is to go outside like nature intended. Their yard is very open. It's a super bright moonlight night, so there's no place to do it without feeling super exposed, except for under the trampoline. My thought process was, no one has used a trampoline in years, and it's out of sight walking range, so no one could accidentally step into it. Great. I do my business, get soaked in the process. It was slightly raining and the trampoline was pouring water on me. Clean up with a napkin and wet wipes, come inside. Immediately throw open the trash can from the shock, embarrassment, anxiety, or sickness. Clean that up and immediately go to bed. Everything was fine for a few days, until my boyfriend's dad lightheartedly tells me how he was late for work that morning. The dog had rolled in some shit and he had to get a bath. I felt like throwing up all over again, but thankfully everyone just suspected it was some type of animal's poop. I pooped in a sock to slap a friend with it. Why? I feel like there should be more backstory to this anyways, but among all the answers here, this one was the only one that made me say, what the doc? Except for the one about watching... You guys can fill in the blank. You know how people bag up their leaves and leave them out by the street? As a teen, we used to go out at night and dump them back out onto people's lawns. Thinking about it now, I'd be so pissed if someone did that to me. We used to super glue penises into the keyholes of people's mailboxes. Those community-style ones where there's 16 small boxes and a big one. I was riding the bus home from school one day and saw a guy absolutely smashing the shit out of his mailbox with the tip of a shovel, trying to pry that penny off. Now that I'm an adult, I would probably burn down the planet in my rage if someone did that to me. Alright, this one was very, very funny, I have to admit, but here we go. I used to have a furniture fetish. I knew I'd be disowned from my family if anyone found out, but I couldn't just say no to my desires. Little by little, so I wouldn't get caught, I gradually removed the stuffing for a monolithic leather recliner. It took several months, grabbing one cotton ball tuft at a time through the zipper with tweezers, or occasionally slipping downstairs at night to grab a handful or two of the stuffing. But little by little, I emptied it at a rate too slow for anyone to notice. Finally, one night it was time. I had completely emptied it out, and I snuck downstairs to claim my prize. I had to be extra quiet because it was Christmas Eve, and some of my relatives had stayed over the night, but I made it to the living room undetected. It was there that I removed all my clothes and covered my body in Vaseline. It was just then that I heard footsteps coming down the stairs. I had no time to think. I just had to go in raw. I unzipped the zipper and slid my whole body into the chair, zipping it back up over me. I watched through the zipper as my cousin walked past to the kitchen to get a midnight snack. I prayed that she could make it quick and back to bed, but no. She dug to the refrigerator for nearly 20 minutes and spent another half hour in preparation of some crepuscular abomination, while I waited in painful silence. She lingered for a moment, then made her way towards my chair with frightening stillness and propinquity. She lingered for a moment to take a bite of her whatever that says, and turned on the TV, and then she sat down. I came so hard I shot my pants. I was grounded for a week. I flew to Morocco for a vacation a couple of years ago, and one day, due to acclimation issues while in the swimming pool, I realized that in the extremely near future, I'm going to have an explosive diarrhea. I ran to my hotel room and almost made it to my room, but not quite. Long story short, since there was nobody on the floor because it was lunchtime, and I knew from the deep of my heart that I wouldn't make it into my room, I unleashed a load of liquid chocolate thunder into a huge flower pot that was on the floor. Some poor hotel maid was definitely forced to clean that out, and I couldn't even tip her. Similar story for me. About 10 years ago, I bought a blender for smoothies trying to eat healthier in the mornings. Put way too much fruit in the smoothie that morning, and halfway into my hour-long bus ride, knew I wasn't making it into work before absolutely exploding. Rang the bell, got off the bus in the suburb, no business around, no time to hold it in. I ran into someone's backyard's bushes and painted their fence a deep shade of brown. I'm sorry, random family, not the kind of stain you were expecting on your fence. You're all disgusting. Anyways, I made the Pringles can a fleshlight once. How does one not do this? What are the instructions so I never make one by mistake? Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. 1 Pringles can, 2 soft sponges, a glove, and lube. Put the glove between with about an inch sticking out. Place the 2 sponges into the Pringles can with about half an inch still out of the can and wrap the cuff of the glove around the mouth of the can. Hope this can help you avoid accidentally making this. I'm going to wrap my little sister out. During our parents' divorce and custody battle, we were forced to sit in our family counseling sessions. I was 12 and she was 8. We thought my mom was acting funny and might have been banging a counselor on the side for her own personal testimonial interests, still not confirmed. So we were pissed off because we loved our mom and our dad. It seemed like the counselors favored our mom over our dad, and it got rough sometimes watching him become outed by the only 2 adult forces who didn't love him in the world. Anyways, my little sister and I were left alone in the office, and she decided she was going to take a shit into the little trash can to assert dominance. It was asserted. We never went back. When I was married, my ex-wife and I went to a bar with a couple friends. They were more her friends than mine. The wife of the couple made it clear she didn't like me and spent the evening taking as many shots as me as possible. As she got drunker, the insult became more frequent and meaner. Is meaner a word? I don't know, that just doesn't sound right. Anyways, my attempts to fire back was stopped by her husband and my ex-wife. I was expected to take it, but not give it. She went to the restroom, and as she got off her chair, the leg broke and she face-planted. My ex-wife and the bitch went to the restroom. The husband of the bitch went to find the manager. Meanwhile, I swapped chairs with the table next to ours and told the manager that the injury, a broken nose, wasn't due to the broken chair, but because she was drunk and fell over. My sister used to pay me 10 cents a minute to be a personal footrest as she watched TV. $6 an hour, depending on how long ago it was and where you were, that might have been minimum wage. So, I'm assuming this is the United States because cents, and they use the cent sign there. So I wanted to look this up, and so as of July 24th, 2008, minimum wage was above 6 minutes. So you have about a 14-year gap, 15-year gap, where I don't know when this was made, but if it was before that time, you would have made more than minimum wage, so good on you. I cheated on my wife a month after our 3rd son was born. It sucks that I can't take that back. 18 years later, and I still don't feel like I can ask for forgiveness. It happened in 2004. I moved out, we went through therapy, we talked about the whys and the what to do nows. I was over at our house with the kids and was watching the American League Championship Series, baseball, while we played. She was on the couch. That was the year Boston came back to beat the Yankees, and I think it was Game 7, but I'm not sure. She was never a baseball and television person, but she really followed the Red Sox that season. After the World Series was over, I was over working in the yard and the kids were playing outside. She came out with a box for me. Inside the box was a Red Sox hat. While we live in Atlanta, I'm not a Red Sox fan. Inside of that hat was a note from my wife that said, "I figured Boston can come back and beat the odds, so can we. I love you." I still have that note in my wallet as a reminder that the thrill of the chase isn't as thrilling as finishing the race with the person I started it with. With that, I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and let me know in the comments if you enjoyed my voiceover rather than text-to-speech. I have one more of these videos planned, and then I'm going to wait about 2-3 days to wait for the feedback. If the feedback for my voiceovers are positive, I'll continue doing them. Otherwise, I'm going to go back to text-to-speech, as this video took 3 times as long to make. So if there's no comparable difference, then I'm just going to go back to text-to-speech. With that, if you want to continue watching my videos, you can click the videos above. And until next time.